Hey everybody, welcome back to Change Your Perspective, Change Your Awareness, Change Your Life. I'm Dr. Michelina. I'm a leadership consultant, logotherapist, and obviously meaningful life coach. And here is the thing about leadership and leading to live and the series that we're doing right now. When you are born, you are naturally a follower, okay? You can't possibly come into your leadership position because you are following your parents around, right? You are relying on them for life. And what ends up happening to a lot of us is that we never outgrow that. We stay in followership when we are called and meant to be in leadership. And it is extremely problematic. And so we get into these positions and these situations where we want everybody else to figure everything out for us, and we don't want to figure it out for ourselves. And why that is problematic is because at some point we need to come into accountability. At some point, we have to be the ones to say, okay, I did this is my life, like I'm the one that's accountable for this, I'm the one that's responsible for this. Oh, well, my mom and dad brought me into the world and I didn't, consent to it. I don't care, you're here, okay? You are here, therefore you have a path, you have a purpose, and you are meant to be in some kind of a leadership position because leadership is influence. So while you are still here, you are here for a reason, you are here for a season, so let us talk about your life. Now, when we talk about what you're here for, what your purpose is, why you exist at all, yes, to lead is one of those things. To have influence is one of those things. The power of one is not to be underestimated, certainly. However, specifically for you, viewer who is watching, I want you to think about, what do you offer? Right? What is your offer? What is your value proposition? Now, good leaders know what they bring to the table, right? Followers, managers, they don't know, they pretend, they think they have something that they don't, they're not in awareness, they're not accountable, they think they're more qualified than they are. A good leader is going to know, like, shoot, that is beyond the scope of my capabilities. I watched Oppenheimer the other day, right? J. Robert Oppenheimer in the movie is amongst a group of people, right? And somebody's like, hey, can we run the mathematics on this? And he says, not me, my math's as bad as yours. Let's get this person to do it, right? Why? Because Oppenheimer knows his limits. He knows his math skills aren't great. Now, a good leader knows where they start and where they stop. A good leader knows what they are capable of and what they should delegate to other people. And you have got to have a lot of self-awareness to be able to do that. And what ends up happening is that a lot of people don't have a lot of self-awareness, so they can't do it. And so when you think about, and I really want you to do this, right? I really want you to go into your notes in your phone or a notebook that you have, and I want you to ask yourself, what is my offer? Question. Or rather, what do I offer? Question, right? Question mark. And then I want you to think about good and bad. Guys, I do this. Okay, look, I have this. I have this right in my phone right now. And I think everybody should do it because it is super important to know. Where did I put it though, guys? That's the real question. Where did I put this? Oh, I see. Okay. So, what I offer, good, bad, right? And that is specifically for me right now in the context of a relationship, like a romantic partnership. That's an area that I'm still like deficit in, right? I'm like, okay, well, like a partner eventually, don't have one really right now. Let me think more about myself, my value proposition. What do I bring to the table that might be worthwhile, right? And so you get very good at being honest. Gets very easy. You'll attract the people who want what you have to offer. So like, as an example, I've never been married. I don't have kids. I've never been engaged. I'm very work oriented. There's going to be someone out there who's like, yes, please. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are out there who are like, no, thank you. Like, I would like somebody who wants to have kids. I would like somebody who has kids already. I would like somebody who, hasn't been married yet or has been married yet, or whatever the hell, right? There is a what was that? I was at a dealership the other day and he said something. He said, there is an ass for every seat. That's what he said. There's an ass for every seat. So for every seat, for every car, there is an ass that's going to sit in it, right? Which I loved, because true. Not every person's going to want every car, but there is an ass for every seat. And so when you know your offer, you attract the right asses to your seat, right? So in leadership, the best leaders know exactly what they have to offer. They know what they need to talk about. They know their delivery. They know where they're comfortable. They know what to wear. They know how to act. And so, if you do not know, and I think of the world in terms of offers and counter offers, right? What do I offer you? What do you offer me? And not so much as transaction. It's not a transactional thing so much as an energetic currency thing, right? It's like, it's not, I give you this money, you give me this time. Although that does happen for a great many people who work 9-to-5 jobs, right? That's an easy transaction. It's more along the lines of like, hey, I have this leadership ability and I need somebody who has a different leadership ability, right? Or this is the position that I can offer that's open. Oh, look, you have the requirements to fill it. And so it need not be transactional. I actually think that's the worst type. Transactional leaders and autocratic leaders, I think, are the worst type of leaders. I will get into it, not yet. That is a whole lesson for a whole series, basically, types of leadership, right? Because there are many. I have my Norton anthology back there that goes through all the types of leadership styles. And there are a lot. There are a lot of leadership styles you can be. I used to be, in my first life, my previous life, my 0 to 28, 29 life, I was a very transformational leader. That was how I was, sort of naturally conducted my business. And then everything shifted in my reality and I became a very authentic steward leader. Like, come home to self, come home to Christ. Like, am I in alignment with what he wants? Am I in alignment with what I want? Okay, cool. That's so I shifted it. Whereas as a transformational leader, I was very focused on like the audience, the person, like my students, right? Like I was like, oh, are they getting what they need? And then it doesn't matter. I don't care what they need because it's not my business what they need, because it's their business what they need. Again, I was working with 15, 16, 17-year-olds. It's a little different now that I work with 25 and plus, right? So all that to say, leadership styles, super, super cool. Very, very in-depth topic, obviously. I wrote a 150-page dissertation on it. I mean, it's super intense. Leadership has always been a really interesting topic of discussion. However, all that to say, what do you offer? Now, there's a lot of different things that you can offer, right? So what do you offer as a person? Okay, you have to know who you are. I'm never going to offer somebody a quiet, reserved, shy girl. Not the thing. Not the one. If you don't want a challenge, you don't want me. That's simple. I know that about myself, right? So the first thing is like what you offer just based on who you are, right? Who am I? What do you offer based on your human self? But then what do you offer? What do you bring to the table based on your skill sets, right? Like, hey, these are the skills I have. These are like the actionable things that I have that I can bring to the table, right? What do you offer in that capacity? What do you offer as a romantic partner? You're like, I don't know what I offer at all. Right. You don't. And so you're walking around bringing yourself to tables, probably getting overvalued and undervalued, and you're not getting paid your worth. You're not getting treated your worth. You're not getting X, Y, and Z thing. Right? And so, one of the most important things to be in good leadership is to know your value proposition. Hey, this is the good things I bring to the table. This is the crap things I bring to the table. Take it or leave it. Because we all have good and we all have crap and we're all mixed bags, right? And so the worst thing that we do when we are not in good leadership of ourselves and in our lives is try to let other people figure out what we bring to the table for us. No, it's not it, guys. Because that's what we do. We don't have our own ability to know our thoughts, to know our worth, to know our feelings. And so what we do is we internalize what other people think and feel about us. It's not the thing, fam. It's not the thing. And this is why, like, a breakup will make, someone feel worthless. And it's like, no, like, why? Like, that breakup has nothing to do with your worth. Has nothing to do with you at all, really. Like, you guys just weren't compatible. Okay, we're moving on. And so we get into these partnerships, we get into these situationships, we get into these situations in our lives based on how we feel and not what we know. And it's a really big difference. I mean, having done the wrong thing, what you feel as a decision maker, that's bad leadership. If you're based off what you feel in the moment, you're in bad leadership. Because good leadership is a knowing based. Okay, I feel like crap today, but I know that I'm really good at my job and I'm going to show up for it. And it's cool that I don't feel well. It's good to be aware of that. But it doesn't mean I am awful. And we do we do it the incorrect, ineffective way. And so what we end up happening a lot of the times is very poor decision making, very poor leadership, very poor self-mastery, or none at all. And then we are shocked, super shocked, when we're unhappy and we're disconnected and we're miserable and we're like, oh, my life doesn't have purpose or meaning. Yeah, don't be shocked. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you offer. You don't know how to lead yourself. So of course you feel like your life doesn't have purpose or meaning. Nobody can know better than you what you need. And you are looking to everybody else to tell you. And it goes back to the point I made at the beginning of this is you're still acting like a child. Grow up. Mommy and daddy can't tell you what to do anymore. And part of thank God for my mother all the time. I will always talk about this woman. She was the perfect leadership coach and I didn't even know it. She never told me what to be. She just let me be it. Which is why you have me that is like a coach and a consultant and an academic. You have my sister who is like really artsy, crafty, and a family woman. And then you have my brother who is a musician, right? Like, my mom just let us be what we were because it already lives inside of us. And she just let it unfold. Unlike most parents that try to push their own agenda on their children. And then we have adults that grow up and is like, like, I'm living a life I never really wanted. And it's like, right. Because you're still trying to let other people decide for you. So I go back to this. Figure out what you bring to the table. The metaphorical table of life. Okay? Figure out what you bring to romantic partnerships. Here's the problem. Don't base it on the shitty failed relationships you've been in. This is what we do. This is why we're no good at knowing our offers. We don't know the difference. This is why we're not in good leadership. We don't know the difference between what is true to us and what is an inauthentic, trauma-based response. So we do things, identify with things that are actually like not really us. I'll give you an example. In my former life, 0 to 30, I was like, I'm the queen of sarcasm. I identified so hard with being the queen of sarcasm. I really prided myself on it. And when I went through all of my awarenesses, awakenings, etc., I was like, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, and sarcasm is a lie. So all I'm doing is lying all the time because I'm afraid to speak my truth. I was like, oh, that's awkward. Guess I'm not the queen of sarcasm. I'm about to be the queen of truth. Why was I sarcastic? Because I used to say my truth as a child, as a younger person, and no one really liked to hear it. Like, nobody really wanted to hear my questions or my thoughts. Like, they didn't want to hear what I had to say because I've always been super outspoken. And so I was just like, oh, okay, well, I get this like sense that I'm always being rejected. Anything I say isn't good enough, or it's too much, or, all these things. So I'm like, fine, I just won't tell anybody what I think. This is all subconscious. I didn't consciously do this. This is a subconscious reaction. It is a crap leadership reaction, okay? It is a hurt little girl reaction. It is a scared little girl reaction, which, by the way, we all have our little girl and little boy inside of us. It doesn't go away. So we all can react like that, right? And so what ends up happening is that we identify with trauma responses and we think that's who we are. It's like, no. It's like, oh, I bring sarcasm to the table. No, you don't. That is a trauma response. If you're bringing it there, it's because you're choosing to bring it there because it feels safer to bring it there. It's not real. Okay. And so this is the kind of stuff I help my clients work through, because I'm like, this is authentic to you. This is not. For whatever reason, God has given me the ability to read people really well, like their books. Like, I can read your path and help you figure out your purpose. I don't know how, I don't know why. It's just what happens. I can just read it. I just know it. So based off of what you say, based off of your own natural proclivities, I don't know, right? So that is what I help my clients do in personal mastery. I help them with who they are, where they're going, what they want, how they get there, what keeps them from getting there, right? That's the program. It's a 12-week program. And so if you're interested in that, by all means, comment, find me on my socials, DM me. I do have that program. If you want to change your perspective, change your awareness, change your life, keep showing up here. Super important. Show up on other podcasts. Listen to self-growth, self-help, personal development, leadership podcasts. They will be helpful to you. Your life will not change if you do not change your life. Okay? It's very simple. It is very, very simple. Anywhere you go, there you are. I can't make that plainer. So if you want your life to change, you gotta be the one to change it. It has to start with you. You are the one. You are the only one. This is a self-mastery journey. With that being said, there are plenty of people to help you on the trip, myself being one of them. Been there, done that. I know the inner journey really well at this point. And so here to help you if you need it. Otherwise, keep tuning in, keep checking it out. Appreciate you being here, and like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends if you like the channel, and I will bring you more on this leadership series over the next couple of days and possibly weeks, because like I said, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. So I hope it is helpful for you, and I will talk to you and see you next time.